Welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. Last time we started the Hanging Edge. This time, we're continuing through the Hanging Edge. What was I thinking? I was thinking of something before I started recording this, and now I forget, but I was just looking at the Anthem review. God, that game. Everyone's saying if it was free to play, it'd be so much better, and I kind of agree with that. I don't know, I just, as much as I like video games, the whole games as a service thing and like, hey, we're gonna keep adding to the game and this game's gonna grow with us. The only freaking people who've done that in my personal experience exceptionally well are Blizzard. Overwatch, I paid $60. That game is still going strong. Granted, LC202, hashtag LC202, write your congressman about LC202. But besides that, I mean, it's a pretty good game. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this warden. What's this called? Whatever. I'm gonna explain the attack change tutorial. I don't need your help. No, enforcer. Don't kill the enforcers first. That's all you gotta do. All right. So, well, let me kill the enforcers before I start talking, so I can focus. All right. Kill the enforcer. I said kill the enforcer. All right. So the Psychon Marauder. You see, he has a 100% chain, or 100% divided by some random percent. We don't know what that is yet. That is your chain bonus. The yellow bar, as it raises, you get closer to staggering an enemy. Every enemy in the game has some kind of set stagger point. Now, some are like 999%, which would take a very long time to stagger, and are basically not really. I don't know if you can actually stagger those enemies, but I mean, it doesn't matter because usually you can't just stagger them. As you can tell, Lightning and the main characters here, they don't have stagger points, so you can't, they can't be staggered. But enemies can, by and large, be staggered. And you do that by linking together certain chain attacks. Now, right now, we only have physical attacks. Saz uses dual pistons. Lightning uses her gunblade. But as we go along, there'll be more attacks we can use and skills we can use to chain enemies better and stagger them with ease. So keep that in mind for later, viewers. I'm not going to do that the whole LP. I said to myself before I started recording, I'm not going to quote AC Belly the whole time. But I just might.
You think I'm going to go out there and just tell everybody your secrets?
My angle. I'm after the Foul Sea.
Also, shout out to the, I'm probably going to talk through cutscenes, because why not? Was that really that hard? Like, it was just a zigzag. That thing is just floating.
Still happy you tagged along.
I forgot what I was going to say. It wasn't that important. Yeah, it's not even here. Oh, that's an immaculate afro. I'm not going to lie about that. Alright, hold up. That's what I was going to say. Shout out to Xbox One for having backwards compatibility. I was just reading about Sony, and they're trying to get that started. They just filed another patent for backwards compatibility. Very, very important. Very important to have in this day and age of faster technological upgrades. I mean, I look at the transition from PS1 to PS2. You got backwards compatibility. PS2 to PS3. PS3 lasted like 5 years, 2001 to 2006, and no backwards compatibility outside the very first iteration of PS3. I mean, you gotta do it.
Migration.
And I get it, because in a way, I guess backwards. This has nothing to do with the game, but backwards compatibility goes against like the whole philosophy of games as a service. Because if I can just play my old games, why am I buying new games? But at the same time, my games are useless if they're not backwards compatible, basically. But here we have one of my other favorite characters of the game, Snow. You know he's cool because he has a do-rag on. Like, do-rag and gloves, bro? That's what's up. Like, oh my god. Honestly, the guys he hangs out with, Snow, like his whole crew here that we're gonna meet shortly. Yuge, what's her name? The girl, LeBro, the little Shonen boy, and the freaking other black dude in the game, like, they're probably the most anime characters of anybody. Like, if you actually look at them, Snow's legit. Like, Snow's legit. But where are they? I'm gonna show them to you. I'm gonna show them to you. Are they behind me? No. We can talk to people. You can actually talk to people. But if you go up to them, what? Like, why are you in your skivvies, mate? Like, pick up your day. Like, put some clothes on, buddy. Also, something to note: shared item pool. So, as you can tell, we switched characters. We no longer have Saz and Lightning, but you can tell we still we still have Lightning's items in our slot. So it's good because potions and stuff like that. You know, it's good. You don't have to keep buying new items, because that's one of the worst things about RPGs, when you have to have a separate inventory for everybody, and sometimes you forget to get inventories and whatnot, or fill up your inventory for when you switch characters. But you know, this game, they thought of that. They thought ahead. Yeah, I'm not gonna do all these, but I gotta get rid of some of them. They piss me off. Yeah. All right. We're good. Talk to me. Yeah, that's the goal. Oh my God! Look at the little. He looks like a person. He's just so tiny. He's just so tiny. Oh God. Talk to me. You can't talk to everybody, I guess, but there you go. Alrighty. Like, why are you in your skivvies? That's just crazy. Yeah, auto jump is a saving grace. I find some games try to do like the whole, oh God, like look at this dude. He's alright. So this guy with the red hair, not looking good dough. Wait, yeah, good dough. He was influenced by hip hop and basketball culture, which just goes to show like Japanese outlook on basketball culture. Granted, this is like, you know, developed in 2006, and you know, baggy shirts and baggy jeans and shirtless vests are all the rage in America. Oh God. But yeah, he's an interesting character. I like him. He's just kind of funny looking because it's so just off. And LeBro is your typical eye candy in this game. Granted, we don't see her all that much, but look at her. Just the skivvies, the short shorts, the freaking low-cut top, and the boots, and the fishnet, and the red. Like, come on now. What are you can't fight in that, girly. Put them, like, I know Lightning has a skirt on, but come on. And look how that pose. And then you got the, like, that's kind of racist. I'm just saying. It's not gonna go into it. But both their poses leave a lot to be desired on the equivalency, on the stereotyping front. Yeah. But Snow here is an interesting character because he fights with fists. Now, he actually doesn't fight with fists. I'll show you his inventory if there's no cutscene here. Sorry, my batteries just fell out. Hold on a second. They're not even in a controller. They're just rechargeable batteries that were on the floor and they fell out. Alright, so status, you can check. You know, you can't check the... I'm pressing left and right bumpers. You can't check the other guys, but he uses Wild Bear. You would think Wild Bear are fists because he punches. No, Wild Bear is the coat that he has on. You can tell there's no emblem, but if you look closely, you can kind of see like a circular, oval, onion-shaped area. Onion-shaped area on the back of his coat. That's where you're going to see different symbols as we go through the game. So his power does not come from his fist. It comes from his jackets. Oh, there you go. So you can see the Wild Bear on the back of his jacket, and as we go through the game, you'll see different. Why did I think that those were rendered out of game? That's crazy. They're not rendered in the main game, but that would make sense, I guess, because that'd be just added detail that's unnecessary. Like Lightning, he also has an area of effect attack. Lightning has Blitz, where she twirls around like a little dancer. Snow has hand grenades, which he chucks. Mackie is like a freaking Cloud gone wrong. He's like Cloud, Zidane, and Tidus rolled up into one. Jeez.
Charge in, guns blazing.
Hey, that's not a plan. Real heroes don't need plans.
Also, big ups to both the devs and the voice actors. They took the time to remap all of the lips in this game for both Japanese and American dialogue, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Actually, that's the wrong people. You want to fight the people, fight the humans first. Kill the humans first. So that's not what I meant. But yeah, the human enemies in this game generally are weaker, so just take them out first. I should have done a full playthrough of this game, like, to prepare for this. I actually had started a new one on my Xbox One here, and got to about chapter 3. Oh, that was a cool freeze frame. Got to about chapter 3 because I was like, oh, I'll just play through and kind of get refamiliarize myself. And then I was like, I don't need to. I've beat this game like 3 or 4 times. Haven't done like all the optional stuff. That's a lot. I've done a lot of the missions, which we'll get to way later. But haven't 100% this game by any stretch of imagination. And probably don't plan on it. I'm not one of those people. I don't feel the need to 100% games. You know, it's just, it's a game. Like, I'll play it, I play the parts that I like, I skip the parts that I don't, and go on with that. Go on from there. Close only counts as horseshoes and hand grenades. That seems appropriate. Alright. The battle system, as you can tell, there are not really too many parameters. I want to say it's basically, you know, you come in under the target time, and you more or less get 5 stars. There's like a little bit more to it, and I mean, I could honestly just pull it up right now because I'm just pressing A, auto battling. It's not that hard right now. Let's see, FFXIII battle rankings. See, what other Let's Player does full live Google searches mid gameplay? Alright, battle results. Wait. Final Fantasy 13. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's about score. Score. Huh. Alright, so here we go. Hitting the target time achieves a score of 10,000. 13,000 plus is automatically a 5-star ranking, and there's like a whole table. 0 to 7,000 stars is a 0 star. So, target time is enemy strength divided by party member strength plus 8. Okay, that's just, I don't need all those calculations, honestly. But basically, hit the target time and try not to die, and you'll get a good score. That's how I look at it. And I realize I'm not the Let's Player for the technical gamer. I'm the Let's Player for the dude who just wants to check out the game. All right. If you want that insider info, go to GameFAQs. See the one with the pink hair? You know she's important. I don't think. No, Sass is black hair. Yeah.
We'll clear you a path out of here, so be ready to...
Look at all those NPCs, brown hair. Like, what is that? That guy sounded like the commander, not commander, but one of the mooks from SA2. That's kind of funny. I wonder if it was him.
Okay then. Volunteers front and center.
I wonder when they recorded the audio for this, because they started development in like 2004 or whatever. I love how they're passing out guns like rations.
Take care now.
Take care now. Like, Jesus.
Don't worry. Huh?
So I just
Yeah, feels good. Yeah, nice.
Can you show me again?
You got it.
That's how it works.
Can you show me how I get that laser sight? I want that red dot. Jesus, like, you can't be giving civs guns.
You sure?
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, she's married.
So tough.
Right.
It's the last one, boss.
All right, last one. Somebody take it.
I would never hand a gun to somebody who's going like that. If you open both arms and say, "Here," I would never. You don't. That's not trigger. That's not trigger freaking safety. Finger on the trigger, pointing guns at your allies. You don't do that. I've never shot a gun in my life, and I know not to do that. That's just ignorance. You take that weapon away from that child. Get that mess out of here. What are you doing?
Everybody up.
I love how they're waiting to engage them too. Like, the soldiers definitely could have just taken them all out, but they waited. They waited. What are they doing?
Time to go, kiddo.
So one thing you'll realize about this story is that the story actually makes a deal of sense. I'll be honest, the story makes like 5,000 more times sense, 5,000 times more sense than Kingdom Hearts. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3 right now. I have no idea what's going on in that game, and I played all the games, and I still have no idea what's going on. But what we got there, I should probably show it a little bit longer. The Iron Bangle, it increases HP by 50 points. It's fine. One of the things we'll see later, you can synthesize different abilities based on the equipment you have, and that's kind of cool. Oh my god, I thought those were friendlies, because they were just standing there. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I don't even know. Just hand grenade up in here. You can tell I'm just mashing A, because there's really, like, at this point, it's just, look at that, 8 seconds, 12-second battles. Get that mess out of here. Alrighty, and we shall continue. This song is called Blinded by the Light, and it is the main battle theme for the game, which is one of my favorite theme songs, like, ever. It's so good. All the battle music in this game is really, really good. If there's one thing you can count on Final Fantasy having, it's phenomenal battle music, and this game is no different. This game is no different. Alrighty, and take him out. He is staggered. There are also some different things you can inflict upon staggered enemies, but again, those come a little bit later in the game, and it doesn't really make a difference here, even if you could do them.
Alright, let's shake things up a little.
Yeah, I mean, to start, you get a lot of good cutscene and gameplay. Some games it's all cutscene and then you get to gameplay. In some games it's all gameplay and then they just chunk a bunch of cutscenes at you. This game has a good balance of story and cutscene, I find. I don't ever find I'm getting fatigued from one or the other. Not to mention the cutscenes look really nice, so like both in-engine and the pre-rendered ones. So I'm all for it. Okay, so we have our first behemoth, a staple in Final Fantasy games. This one's what, Alpha Behemoth? Is it Alpha? Beta Behemoth, so he sucks because he's the second version. Some of these guys get in this later in the game, well, they get a lot harder than this one. Oh god, I am gonna do that the whole game. I've watched A.T. Bailey's LP of this like 50 times. Sometimes I just put it on because I love Final Fantasy XIII and I just like listening to it because it's a great game. But that's why I want to make my own, so then I don't have to watch this. I'll watch my own. That's legit why I do this. Preserving it for posterity's sake. Yeah, but right now, I mean, they introduce all these enemy types, and it's cool. But there's no real strategy. You just keep attacking. One thing you will notice is that LeBro, she will heal you. She has potions, and she will not hesitate to heal you if you get into the yellow health, which is good because she doesn't use your... she does not use your potions. She has an infinite supply of them, and there's no reason to waste your own, so don't use potions. At least when you have LeBron on your team. There's some other characters I want to say. Maybe like one other character. No, she's probably the only character, because after this it's just the main characters in your party. So yeah, if you're low on health, just let her heal you. I think maybe that's a misstep in this game. They could have had more, because throughout this game you're going to switch perspectives a lot. And there are times where you don't have a full party being 3. You probably could have had, some different characters, non-player characters, just pop up and join your party. That'd be kind of neat. Now, I will say, just because I'm playing this game, I would not expect anytime soon a full Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIII 2, which I do have for both the PS3 and Xbox, or Final Fantasy XIII 3, which I have for the PlayStation 3. 13.2 is a realistic possibility after this. Like, that would be like a year plus from now, whenever I finish this in Persona 5. Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, I will never play that game. It's rip. It's good, but it's not Let's Play worthy. Its story is so far removed from everything. It makes sense in the context of what happens in this game and in the second game. But I don't care for it at all. And it's sad because the thing that gets me about this game is the great character interactions. You lose all that in Final Fantasy 13 and 3 because it's only lighting and it's only one other character for the majority of the game. So it's unfortunate, but 13-2 is a likely let's play down the line. I like that game quite a bit. And it just kind of builds on everything in this game in a really nice way, both in terms of gameplay and story. So I like it. I like it quite a bit. A lot of people actually like that game more than this one.
Hold on.
A few playable characters, that probably has something to do with it. I love how I'm just talking to this completely emotional scene. Like, it's that loss of grip strength becomes one of the catalysts for like the entire game. Legit. Like, I love that they establish character relationships early on, and they run with them. Now he falls too, but he's good. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. He is shook. Sorry, little buddy. That character's actually played by the same dude, Vince, and somebody who played Greg in Everybody Hates Chris. And I think he was on like the Disney Channel too. He played like some animated character. Was it Phineas and Ferb? One of the, I don't know, but yeah. Save game? Nah. Oh god. This game is beautiful. I'm sorry. Look at those greens. Like, how often do you see green used as a lighting effect in a video game?
It's a no.
None that I can think of.
Most people won't even live long enough to die on Pulse.
That was the idea.
What?
So I'll try to explain as this game's story goes along. The data log does fill in a few, it fills in a decent amount of points, but the general gist of it is there was something wrong with people on, well, Cocoon, where all these people are from, and the government basically tried to exile them, but as Lightning's explaining, they really were just trying to kill them all because they didn't want their precious Cocoon, which is basically Earth. They didn't want that to be infected by the people who were tainted, so to speak. We'll get into that as we continue along, I guess.
The purge was SciComm, private Sanctum troops, not the Guardian Corps.
So this is where I think a lot of people get confused. Like, SciComm, exactly. You know, it's all mumbo jumbo. I think by the end of the game it makes enough sense. The other thing is the apostrophe words. L'Cie, Fal'Cie. That's, you know, it's just like gods and servants, really. But you don't know that going into it, so.
How about you? Orders say shoot, you pull the trigger?
Cats say jump, money say how high. Wait, no. Money say jump, cats say how high. Shout out to Playboy X. Grand Theft Auto 4, go watch the Let's Play. I finished that junk. Took me 4 years, but I finished it. Oh, look how crispy he looks. He got like the ruby encrusted skin. Look at that mess. That's beautiful. This is another reoccurring enemy. One of the things that Final Fantasy games are really good for is recoloring and reusing enemies. So back in the day, it was just a matter of recoloring sprites. It's like you can say that's a different enemy. In this game, there are cosmetic differences between certain enemies. You know, you'll find that like, oh, there's this merman, and you'll find another one down the line who, instead of having a shield, might have like a spear or something. And I guess the assets in a 3D based game make it easier to change those types of things and not just have to recolor them. But I do appreciate that to some extent, because there's no reason to have 50 million different types of enemies, especially if you can recolor them and slightly tweak their designs, because they're all kind of created by the same thing, the same makers. It's not like you're facing, these aren't wild animals, these are created by the government. And so they have a prototype, and then they base their next designs off the prototype. It just makes sense to me. So I appreciate that. But I'm sure other people will be like, why can't you design new enemies for every segment of the game? Get over it. Oh god, 24 minutes is going super long. I also noticed you might hear the little audio clips as the cutscenes transition. Not sure what that is. Again, I haven't played through this full game on Xbox One, only on PS3, its original console. So, actually, and also on Xbox, because that was what I really, or Xbox 360. Interestingly, I used to think the 360 ran better, but the PS3, honestly, it does run a little bit better on that. I think because it was natively designed for that, I'm guessing. How do you survive that fall? Like, I get he's the main character, but how do you survive that? You don't have an undershirt on, bro. Like zippers on bare skin? Come on now.
Just what you were looking for.
Yeah. Right in there.
The
Oh
post
god, this
file
game is so glorious. I love her little tendril on the left side of her head. Like, the hair is longer on one side. So cool.
Don't worry. We'll be okay.
He's like a little corgi. He has a little bandana on. Look at those J's.
Here. It's too much, isn't it? Face it later. Ciao!
Hey, wait!
You said it made you happy when I smiled, didn't you? But really, I was afraid. I was always afraid.
So much like Persona 5, this game is technically a retelling of the story you're playing, because there is an omniscient narrator.
So,
Who was that
how do
girl, if you
figure
couldn't
that
tell by the
post
voice?
is different from the sanctums. All things being equal, I just assume keep.
Alright, so basically, just to lay it out, Fal'Cie are basically gods. They're the ones whose will, people kind of follow. If Pulse is the underworld, Cocoon is kind of like a heaven, or a safe haven, if you will. A haven? Is that oxymoronic? I don't even know. But yeah, so Fal'Cie's will kind of, they guide the people. And Fal'Cie are responsible for keeping people alive and keeping, they do food production and, create the tides and the waves and all that stuff. So Pulse Fal'Cie are seen as the good guys by the people on Pulse, and the Sanctum Fal'Cie are seen as the good guys from the people on Cocoon, and Pulse Fal'Cie are the bad guys, kind of corrupting people. And l'Cie are the people who were given a mission by the Fal'Cie. And as I'm saying this, I'm like, it doesn't make sense if you don't understand it. It really doesn't, but it makes enough sense. It's like there's good guys, there's bad guys, and then the bad guys have human servants who follow their every will, and those are l'Cie. And then the good guys also have l'Cie. But the lines of good and bad aren't as clear as the two sides the Sanctum and Pulse people would lead you to believe. I think that's where most of the struggle comes from. It's like good and bad, they tell you what it is.
Hey, get a grip, man.
But as you go through the game, you learn that good and bad isn't exactly what it seems. Yes. Let's just leave it at that.
Get who home?
Get him home. I love how it's falling in slow motion. Like, it's just falling in slow motion in real time.
What are you doing? So what are you afraid of, huh? You're supposed to be the hero. She's waiting there, ain't she?
That was stupid. I'm sorry. That was just dumb.
Isn't it about time you picked her up? Yeah.
Oh god, I can't have this going on 30 minutes. I can't be doing multiple playthroughs of games with 30-minute parts. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it, Lost.
There's our ride.
Alrighty, we got motorcycles.
Now
We got the Zion Williamson haircut. Alright, do we have a save point? I think we have a save point. Please, no save. Oh, there's a save point. Cool. What is this called? The Aero Rail Trussway 3N.
Hope everyone's all right.
Okay. And you can also hear, oh, Power Circle. So that's a vest coat for this guy. It increases strength, which you can see there's magic. Well, what are we gonna do with magic? He doesn't have magic powers. But I'll show it off actually before we do anything. Fight me. Fight me. How did that get a freaking thing? You'll find that human enemies, it's easier for human enemies to, you'll find it's easier to sneak up on human enemies than it is on animal enemies. Animals have those animal instincts, I guess, so maybe that's why, I don't know, but these guys, the aerial recon guys, they can be kind of tough. They have this attack later in the game in particular called, it's like MRSA volley, missile bursts, is a regular attack, I guess, but MRSA volley, and it basically does a whole bunch of attacks. But maybe that might be this version of that, the missile burst. Well, regardless, it's a pretty strong attack, and if later in the game, those guys can catch you off guard if you're slipping. But there you go. That's going to be the end of this episode, though. 31 minutes, that's more than enough time. We're going to save it up here, and next time we're going to continue down this long hallway and see what lies in store for our protagonist, Snow, here. Once again, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.